In this tutorial we're taking a look at the structure block and how we can export parts of larger models or parts of areas so that we can work with these 3D models in more diverse ways. This is the Immersive Minds 3D printer that we're inside at the moment, and if I turn around you can see that I've actually created some structure blocks. I'll just get rid of these. And I'm going to show you how you can just export some of the areas that you've built rather than exporting the whole table itself. And our first guide is the fact that the structure block that is in the 3D printer is in the far right corner. So I'm going to go down to here, and this is the front right corner of this model. And so what I'll do is place the structure block here. So just hit your E key to get up the inventory. If you can't see it, just type structure and you should see it like so. And I've just put that in the first slot. Having done that, I am going to place it outside of the model area here. And you can see that it gives me this kind of initial box, which is the export box. When I right click on it and I click and drag over the export area, you'll see that it doesn't include the full area of the model, and that's a problem. It also includes the structure block, and we don't want to see that. And it's also got the floor. What's really important here is that you understand the color coding. So X, which is red, is this line and that direction. Y, which is green, the vertical, is this one. And Z, the blue, is the depth. So as long as you catch these colors, you'll be able to make adjustments. The first thing that we are going to do is called an offset, and that means how far away from the structure block do we start to export. So we need to get the structure block out of this export, and that is on the blue line. So if we shift the offset here by 1, you'll notice that when I click away, we've now lost our structure block, and that's a good start. The next thing we need to do is to get rid of the ground, and so that is the Y line. You can see the green here. So at the moment it's set to -1. We're just going to nudge that by 1. And now we have lost our ground. The only thing to do now is to adjust the size of the export area. So at the moment we've got X coming in this direction 5 blocks. Okay, that's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So let's double that to 10. And then I'll click away. You can now see that we can get the entire model into our export, and that's great. If you want, you can actually go back and be a bit more specific about your numbers so that all you get is the model itself. You can see here we've got a little bit of excess on the blue, which is our Z. So why don't we drop that down by 1 to 4, and we'll see how that looks. That's all good. We do have a bit of space over the top here. So if I wanted to get really specific, I could probably drop my Y. That's the vertical green. Let's go down to 4. We can even go down to 3. And as you can see now, we have a pretty perfect box that just encases our model. Now I can go export, and here I'll be giving it a name. So I'll call it a 3D model structure. I'm not sure what this is, so I'm just going to give it a generic name, and then we hit save. Having done that, I can now go into my folder where I'm exporting all of these models, and when I double click it, you can now see that we have exported just the model itself, and this allows us to use our 3D viewer to be able to move around the model itself. Now this also works across the board in Minecraft Education Edition, so you don't need to be in this 3D printer developed by Immersive Minds for this structure block to work. You can export absolutely anything that you are building in any template, whether it's the blocks of grass template or whether it's an actual complex world that you've built yourself.